And we're live. Hello, Belinda Flaherty. It's Charmaine
Hel-
and Belinda Flaherty from Positive Property.
Hello, people. Hello, freedom fighters. Here we are again. Another week's gone by. Geez, that week has just absolutely flown by. Now, we need to apologise. So, anyone that's watching here tonight, we were actually planned to do why property research is so important and why does the Google searches just don't cut it. Unfortunately, George has been admitted into emergency. The reason why we're smiling, he's hurt a nerve and he was on the floor, so he can't make it. And we were going to do it all together, and then I was going to do it with Christina. But now that George has been taken away, we bless his cotton socks. He's going to get better. But we've been thrown in the deep end. Now, I was going to be running this amazing live tonight talking about Google searches, and I was going to show you some really nitty gritty stuff when it comes to research, but unfortunately we can't get the graphics up. And if we can't get the graphics up, I don't want to do it because it's only going to be done in a half-ass. So excuse me, guys, that's the deal. So we've decided to change it. And after Charmaine is an absolute expert at this, and I'm going to back you up. What is our new topic tonight when it comes to investing?
So our new topic is mindset and the importance of having the right mindset to apply really in any area of life where you're looking to gain the most success. The number one thing that we need to look at is our mindset. And if you look at all the, if you look at other great leaders and those that are doing really well in their industries, one thing they all have in common, and that is having the right mindset, the right attitude, and having the right emotional intelligence, emotional IQ.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. Now, we did do a session with lovely Vesna, the other Dr. Vesna, and, she was talking a lot about this in regards to, getting over fear factor. And what does fear stand for? False expectations appearing real. And guess what? 90% of investors fear losing money. So that's why, fear is really in the top level. And that's why Vesna kind of really talked to people about overcoming your fear, because once you understand that false expectations are appearing real and you get rid of those walls, well, then you can accomplish great things, whether it's in investing or, your own health goals or any other financial goals you might have or physical goals. There's a whole range of different things. So, let's talk about mindset. So you're one of our lovely coaches, Miss Charmaine. So what's some of the things that you come across in regards to people that are really, possibly holding them back? Like we offer a membership, obviously, with Positive Property. So the reality is you get a lot of people going, oh, my God, I want to cancel. Oh, can I freeze? What's your take on all this kind of stuff? Because obviously it just comes down to mindset, correct?
Correct. It comes down to mindset and not fully understanding, all the moving parts, particularly when it comes to property investing. And that's why you have coaches and you have mentors around you, because they're here to help you to learn more and to get yourself more educated. And obviously, when you're stepping into something new, obviously there is a lot of information, and sometimes it can be a little bit of information overload, which is another reason why we seek out mentors, so that we can learn and grow about a new topic or a new behavior or something new that we're wanting to bring into our lives. And having the safety and security of a coach or a mentor that's going to make sure they keep you safe and guide you in the right direction while you're still learning all the little pieces that are necessary, so that, one day down the track, you will too be that expert, in that field, in that new information, that new behavior that you're looking to attain. So, sometimes it really comes down to the level of education, and that also comes back to your own goal setting and making sure that you're creating a certain amount of time each day or each week, depending on your workflow. Like I'm I'm a busy woman. I work. I've got a 2-year-old son, so I get it. Sometimes you're time poor, but I schedule, an hour a week where I'm continually getting myself educated. For me right now, my focus and goal is property as an investor myself. So once a week, I'm actually doing what, the research and the knowledge and the learning just in property. And the great thing about Ask Me Anything Thursdays with George is that if you're looking to invest in property and you're scheduling an hour a week where you're doing a bit of research, learning a little bit about property, you can come on live with us, do a live, and ask George questions to help you to understand some of the moving parts that perhaps you have a little bit of a mind block around.
Absolutely. And if anyone was live and loud last week, I was obviously talking to Christina, and, what was that topic? Is the sky falling? And, media hype. You know what? If you watch, I don't know when you guys, I'm probably going to show my age here, but when I was growing up, there was like maybe one current affair, good old 60 Minutes, and then you had the news programs, right? Yeah. Now these days, you go on Foxtel, there's so many news programs, it's ridiculous. There's hundreds of current affairs. There's all this stuff. You know what? If you watched all of them, I reckon you'd walk away so depressed, and there's so much. No, look, I'm not saying that I do, but I've got parents that, love to catch up and watch the news because that's their form of information. But the whole idea is, if you were to actually listen to all that stuff and believe half of that stuff, that would really rattle your own mindset, You almost have to look, if you watched all those news programs, you'd have to go out and get a lobotomy after. You'd have to have a lobotomy after it because you'd be sitting there with all this information. It's crazy, but it can rattle you. So what you've got to do, with the right mindset, you've got to make sure that you do get yourself the right education and go right to the source.
Correct. And look, for anyone that's watching live tonight, if you could just type in the chat #live. If you can hear us, just put G to G, good to go, just so that we know that we're streaming live and you can all hear us. But yeah, like what you were saying, Belinda, it is so important, educating yourself. And that comes down to having healthy habits. And healthy habits, like I said, is creating some time once a week where you just focus a little bit, or you watch a video, or you educate yourself around property investing, and this can apply to anything in life. Like if you're wanting to, change your health and you want to get that buff body for summer, and I say that because we're entering into spring right now, right? You need to go to experts that's going to help you understand the right training program, speaking to experts with the right diet plan. And then you need to schedule time in your day, in your week, where you're actually going to take action to get better. And look, when you first start, it feels like you're getting nowhere because you want that instant results, right? That instant gratification, going from one size to the next, or to have, a little bit of a tummy tire into like a six-pack. But the progress that you're doing, you get to, with 3, week 4, and all of a sudden you're starting to notice the progress. And the same can be applied with property investing. If we're trying to understand and learn everything right here, right now, it can be information overload. It can put you into overwhelm and make you feel like, it's all too hard basket. But then you have the right coaches and mentors that are going to support you, guide you in the right direction, and you schedule time out, once a week just to do a little bit of, research. And with our members, we have amazing platform for them with trainings that they can be doing in their own personal time, videos and various topics and subjects in property investing. And if you're a member and you just schedule a little bit of time once a week to go through those trainings, after a while, it's all going to start to make a lot more sense. And you're going to go from a novice to a beginner, to an intermediate to an expert, or you already might be intermediate and now you're going into expert, but you will start to notice the results.
Absolutely. And, guys, we're probably the only company in Australia that offers like a 14-day masterclass, and you get like a little module every day. Now, I get so many people that have wanted to invest in years and they've probably got an information overload. So I say to them, do the 14-day masterclass. It's a great way to test drive the program, but also it's going to help create your own blueprint, all right? Yeah. And creating your own blueprint means you do those little baby steps and you set it right, Charmaine? I mean, with our 14-day challenge, you start in primary school, you know, and then you go on to high school, and then, by the second week, you're kind of graduating with your degree, and
University, right.
your university, correct, absolutely. And so what is that whole process? What's the big picture? It's mindset, you know,
Correct.
because you're getting to dab your toe in a little bit, but actually you're doing it on your own terms. You're educating, you're investing in yourself and your own education, but you're also helping you get you the confidence. Because at the beginning of that 14 days, you might be saying, hey, Belinda, can I invest in property? I don't know where to start, what to do. By the end of it, boom, guess what you're saying? When do I get started? I can do this. I mean, look at the mindset shift from the day 1 to day 14. It's absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic. And look, what I love about mindset is I look at my mind like this beautiful garden, right? And yes, sometimes I've got to weed it. And that means weeding out the negative thoughts, weeding out those parts of your mindset blocks that feels that you can't do it, it's too hard, because this kind of thinking really does block you from success if you're always focusing on the negative, or you're always focusing on it being too hard, or always focusing on, just the thoughts. We all have them. Even I have them from time to time. So, I'm constantly weeding those thoughts out, and I'm rewiring my brain. I'm rewiring my thoughts. So when I catch myself thinking, oh no, I can't do that, I'm like, cancel. I'm choosing that I can do it. I know I can do it. I know the next most obvious step is, and I start to retrain my thoughts. And for me, if you look at a beautiful garden, as I'm retraining my brain, I'm actually planting new seeds, new kind of thought processes, new thought patterns into my brain, into my wiring, so that actually blossoms into a beautiful flower or a beautiful tree that now I can anchor on. And now I have like this new kind of perspective on life, and being able to get the things that I need to get done, and what I want to create and do in my life.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just going back to that, I should mention that if you want to do our 14-day challenge, do you know when the dates are? I've totally forgotten. It's out of my forte.
I believe it's September 7th.
Oh, wow. So, okay, cool stuff. Excellent. So there's still next week. You got a whole week. Awesome. So you've got a week to sit in mindset to think about possibly the following week. Bring it on.
Exactly. And the other really important element to mention about mindset as well is being mindful of the people that you spend the most time with, because George has this saying, I'm sure many of you have heard it before, but we are the average of the 5 people we hang around the most. So it's not to say that you need to stop hanging out with people that are negative or anything like that. It's more about making sure that you are supported, you have the right community, the right friends that are doing exactly what you want to do, or are doing what you're learning to become within yourself. You know what I mean? Does that make sense, everyone?
Absolutely. Makes sense to me. So if there's any people out there that have got any questions regarding mindset, or maybe so much not mindset, but maybe the things that are possibly holding you back, whether it's in property or investing, or just putting that first foot out to get involved in things. I mean, look, we had a gentleman that rang up our office today and was actually saying, I really, really want to get involved in property, but I've just got zero deposit. Can I get involved in your program? Well, of course you can. Just because you got zero deposit doesn't mean you can't get involved in investing. What we've got to do is get him on a plan. Now, George has got, I think, nearly 8 ways to invest in property on zero deposit, 8 different strategies. Now, if he could sit back, he could go away and try and save up 100 grand. How long is that going to take him? Long time.
That's right. And at
But
the same time,
if he starts the program now with zero, look, even if it takes 1 year, isn't he in a better situation than trying to save over 5 years and then joining our program? Hello?
Yeah, but at the same time, like you said, Belinda, he's starting now. He's getting the right mindset. He's getting the right education. He's going to know exactly where the gaps are from where he is now to where he wants to be, and have an action list that he can start to action, so he can actually see a bigger picture and see how close he is to getting to that deposit. So when that deposit comes in, it's a matter of just getting started. He's got the strategy. He's got the action plan. He knows where he's going and where he's headed, and it makes it more real when it's mapped out for you. You know, when you're just saving a deposit, you can get kind of lost in saving money every week. And look, you know, I was the same, saving money for a deposit, and I would find some weeks I couldn't put away the amount that I wanted to put away because, you know, something came up on the budget. I had to pay for this, I had to pay for that. But having a strategy and a plan just means I knew where I was going from a goal perspective, and making sure I kind of ticked off the little, the milestones, you know, as I went along, which helps you to get more encouragement. You are getting closer to your goal, because if you don't have a direction, if you don't know where you're going, you don't have a plan, it's just, I like to call it, it's just, you know, dreamland. It's imaginary, because you can't see your growth or your progression without having a clear plan and direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Sorry if I'm just kind of being a bit distracted, guys, but I'm working off a laptop and a lot of the messages are coming through on my phone. Most of them are just saying good to go and live. Guys, if you want to do something like a 14-day challenge, just put maybe hashtag 14 days and we'll get someone to send you out a link for all that information. I don't have that information on me at the moment. We've got a lot of lives, we've got a lot of thumbs up, got a lot of we're watching you. Great going, guys. So thank you for your positive reinforcement at the moment while we're doing this. After poor Georgie, we're gonna probably help him with his mindset, because he's been going to be stuck in an emergency. Because one thing about emergency wards, there's not much emergency in there. You get there and he's going to be in there. He's going to be in there for 3 hours. So I know I've been there. I've been there with him. Once he got a cut in his eye and we're like, it's an emergency. Sat there for 3 hours. Hello. So we'll probably have to give George a little bit of encouragement when he gets out of the emergency tonight. But hopefully, George, you're watching. I'm not sure. If you are, we're thinking about you. We're sending positive vibes and great mindset that you can handle the emergency at the moment, and hopefully they can fix you up. I'm not sure much. I don't know how much they're going to be able to do with a sore neck, apart from maybe dose him up with some drugs, but at least he'll be able to sleep tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
So is there any other questions? Bring them in. What's holding you back from getting involved in property? Maybe it's not property. It might be what's holding you back from doing your health goals. What's holding you back from, maybe doing something that you might be a little bit scared of? Because, being scared of something, there's nothing wrong with that. Because that's how do we step out of a comfort zone if we're not scared from the beginning? Wouldn't you agree, Charmaine?
Oh, 100%. I just know when I bought our first investment property, there was a lot of fear and a lot of excitement. You know, my partner's hand was shaking when he's signing the contract. It was like, oh. That's how much fear and excitement and adrenaline was running all at the same time. He had to keep focusing on his breath and coming back to his strategy that we had, obviously in place by one of our coaches, just reminding himself there's a strategy in place. I've done the due diligence. I know the property is going to be positively geared. There was still that, that emotion that was coming through, and we all experienced it. It's just finding the right way to be able to manage it. So when we're investing in property, we're staying logic. When you're looking at your health goals, you're staying on track. It's just having the right community and mentors around you to really support you to make a mindset shift, because it is very difficult to shift your mindset if you're not, if you don't have the right community and network around you, if that makes sense. Because if you're hanging around really positive people and you sometimes don't always feel positive, hanging around there, you'll notice that you become more positive very easy, because you're hanging around positive people. There's this, if you want to, become wealthy and successful, the more people around you in your community that are building that wealth and success, you'll notice that those kind of habits, those kind of mindsets, those kinds of ways of thinking starts to rub off.
Correct. It really does. Absolutely. Just hang out with me for a couple of hours.
Well, that's why we have, Ask George anything on a Thursday night. Hanging out with us every Thursday night is so good for your mindset. It's so good for the, what is it, chicken soup for the soul? Chicken soup.
I mean, one of the things, and look, it's just come up. You're the sum of 5 people that surround yourself. Like we've already mentioned that, absolutely. But the whole idea is, what are we here doing lives every Thursday? George loves them. Obviously, he's not here today because of certain situation. However, he absolutely loves the lives every Thursday. And why? Because we're a part of a community, and we're a community of like-minded people who get excited about property. And if you're not freedom fighters, what are we trying to do? Financial freedom, financial independence, building up our passive income, building up what is passive income? Money you make when you're sleeping. That's what we're here to do. And that's what we encumber, that whole vibe of that kind of stuff. So, listening to these lives every Thursday, whether you're a part of our membership or you're out there doing it by yourself, you're not alone. You're not alone. Absolutely. So, and Stacey's just come in here saying, Stacey has joined our team. We're going to have to get her on one of these lives. So you're next, Stacey. Watch out. But Stacey's one of our onboarding managers. She's involved in meeting all the lovely new people that register to get involved with our membership. She's just written, "Hello, ladies, 2 of my 5 people." There we go. Thanks, honey. We love you too. You're amazing.
Yeah.
So the whole idea is, it's all about mindset, and it's all about making sure you do hang out with those people and surround yourself. I mean, I've actually joined people involved in this membership, and they're involved with other memberships that are completely different. But one of the things they said when they signed up with me was like, well, I love property. I want to be around people who are into property. You know what I mean? And so the whole idea is, it's really important that you surround yourself. Correct. We've got another question come in. So why is property research? Okay, so if you came to the live a little bit late, we don't have the graphics. George and Christina and I were supposed to run it today. So we're going to be saving our property research importance and why Google search engine doesn't cut it. We're going to be saving that for another night. So anyone that jumped on to watch that, we apologise. Charmaine's had to jump in because George is in emergency at the moment. So Christina's had to take him to emergency. So we've had a bit of a change of program, folks. And we're studying mindset. But, hey, guys, let's just say that's an awesome topic. I thought of this topic with the research. So next week we're going to definitely cover that because I've actually got graphics. I've got some research documents. I've got some real nitty-gritty that I really want to be able to break down with all of our members, but also anyone out there that's trying to do their own research. This will be absolutely amazing, but unfortunately we have to wait till next week. Yeah. Hope George is okay. Yeah, we hope so too. Christina and I were supposed to start this live 5 minutes beforehand. We had to rush George to hospital, so I'm sure we'll be hearing about him a bit later on. He'll probably be a bit drugged out, but that's okay. We'll just have to see how he goes. But yeah, he's hurt his neck at the moment, so hasn't anything like been in a car accident or something. He's just really badly hurt his neck, and he's getting seizures and stuff. So we had to take him to hospital. So we kind of got thrown in the deep end, even though I really wanted to do my research one. But anyway, it is what it is. Let's keep going. Any other questions because we've actually got our Sherp tonight, Charmaine?
Yes, we do. So shortly after this, our members will be scooting off to our private group for our members to have a little chat there.
And that's always a lot of fun with us doing those. So, and again, we're there as well when we connect with our members. That's a chance for them to talk about their experiences, talk about their wins. And you know what? The whole idea, guys, you've got to celebrate your wins.
100%.
Whether it's in property or it's, in fitness, all that kind of stuff, whether it's with your health, any time along those, you got to celebrate those wins. It's really important.
Yeah, and that's why goal setting and goal planning is so important to mindset, because when you have certain goals, and like you might have one goal to, invest in property, right? But we need to break that goal down so we can actually create a bit of an action plan. So you actually take action. So buying a property, is your goal. Then underneath that, it might be, I need to save for a deposit. I need to be educated, coaching, or I need, you kind of have subheadings. And then under those subheadings, then you start to break it down. Well, if it's saving for a deposit, what do you got to do? What actions do you need to take to actually make that happen? So it could be, step one, I'm gonna commit to putting, $100 a week away in a savings plan towards my deposit. It could be, I'm gonna have a chat to my parents or friends or family and see if any of them will go guarantor on a loan. Or maybe it could be, I want to get started now. Maybe I can look at some JV options. But you break it down into smaller subheadings so that you've got a bit of an action list. And the beautiful part is when you break it down, have an action list. As you tick each one, you can see that you've made a goal and you've hit a milestone, and then you can celebrate your win. If it comes down to education and getting mentored, it's like, okay, what's that actually look like? Well, it might be, source out, property coaches. It could be get a copy of George's Freedom Property, Amazon bestseller. Sorry, I just saw that there and I thought I'd better plug that in just for a bit of fun. But yeah, it could be, reading books. It could be, coming along to, a live or getting yourself involved with, other groups to keep yourself, on par. But you break those headings down into smaller subheadings, and then you start to create a bit of a to-do list. And then you're going to be clear with where you're at towards your goal. You're going to be able to celebrate your wins when you hit a milestone. And when you hit a milestone, it feels good because you feel like you're actually creating some traction. And you can see there's progress, which keeps you moving forward, towards that end goal. And you can apply that in anything, not just property, when it comes to fitness, like you said, health, any area in your life where you're wanting to change a habit or overcome a limiting mindset, or, need a mindset shift, this can really apply, and also looking at your belief systems as well, because belief systems can really hold us back when it comes to achieving anything in life. And there are different techniques and methods in being able to do that. I'm not going to go into it, but it's a great thing to perhaps, Google and search how to overcome limiting beliefs, because some of your limiting beliefs, they've been, programmed into you from a small child. It's not even your real belief system, not something that you've consciously chosen for yourself, but you've unconsciously allowed through, childhood experiences and so forth. So, getting your belief systems in alignment with what your mindset and you're consciously choosing, so you've got that alignment and you're just flying and kicking goals.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. That's fantastic. Are you able, because you're in charge of this stream at the moment? Do you know how to bring up the questions or the answers?
Let's have a look.
Just have a little play. Sorry, guys, we're amateurs at this, but we're learning. Oh, there we go. Someone said live. So that's keep going. You're doing it. All the best to George. Thanks, Kathy. Perfect. That's a good one. Mindset and vision. Thank you, Kathy. Awesome. Good to see some of our members getting involved. And we've got a couple more, but unfortunately they come up as Facebook users. Absolutely. So all good, all good. So guys, I think we might just with tonight. Okay, so let me just hold on. I've got a couple of questions that just come up. So
thanks, Kathy. Nice to see you too. Love your support.
Absolutely. Get well soon, George. Thank you. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Absolutely. And guys, this comes to another point as well. So George is actually going to be talking to the one and only Mr. Robert Kiyosaki next week. So the whole idea is this is going to be a really good opportunity. If you don't know who Robert Kiyosaki is, I suggest you get online and get his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. George is really good friends with him, and we're going to be doing a workshop with him. And you know what? This guy is amazing. And I had a fortunate opportunity to meet him and his wife when they were in Melbourne. And honestly, guys, like this is going to be pretty exciting for our members. Yep, we've got someone saying can't wait. Absolutely love it. Yep, you're a part of our membership, so bring it on. And look, anyone that's out there at the moment, because it's happening soon. How do we get involved? If you're a member, you're going to definitely be told what's going on. If you're not a member, just what should we do here, Charmaine?
Look, I know with the members, we've got a little something special for our members, and for anyone else,
something special for our members. Something special.
But look, it will be open to those that aren't members as well, and obviously we will once we get the dates confirmed, we can release it and let everyone else know how they can get and be a part of that.
Look, next week George is just having preliminary chats with Mr. Robert Kay himself, which is pretty exciting. But we're obviously working on doing a JV with the man himself, so that's pretty exciting. Anyone that's been following property for the last 10 years, if you don't know who Robert Kay is, I don't know, you must be living under a rock. Like, seriously? Oh, don't tell me you've got the book. There we go.
I do. I started off with Rich Kid, Smart Kid, because there's a whole lot of books by, as you can see, Robert Kiyosaki.
Fantastic, fantastic. Look, his books are great. And you know what? Guide to Investing. Very good, very good. Another Robert Kay signature. Fantastic. And guys, this guy's been in the property scene for like forever. Absolutely. And so the whole idea is, this is going to be a really good workshop for our members. And if you want to get help on mindset, make sure you get involved in that workshop, because that's going to be next level. Absolutely. So, yeah, can't wait. Neither can we. We're pretty excited. I must admit, all the team, when George actually announced that, he's going to be doing a JV with Robert Kiyosaki, I can definitely tell you that we're all dancing a bit of a jig. So we've got another one that's come through, belief system, mindset. What does it mean to someone who isn't familiar with those terms in layman's terms? Charmaine, I'll let you take that one.
Fantastic. So
belief system. Let's start with belief system.
Belief system. So a belief system is something that you believe, and we have a lot of these belief systems. And what I found, a lot of people don't actually look at these belief systems to actually find out whether or not that belief is true or correct. So a belief system, sorry, that keeps falling down. I'll leave. So a belief system might be that you believe that that eating junk food is bad for you. And look, without actually looking at that belief system, you don't really know what foods are classified as junk food or not. And you might have food that you might categorize as being bad for you, but until you actually do a little bit of research and explore that belief system, you might actually have a bit of an eye opener as to what that belief and what that particular food actually is, whether it's aligned with your belief system that it's not good for you, or whether it's not. And sometimes you've got to go with the evidence. Like, you've got people saying that, could be a belief system that chocolate is bad for you. And, you just have that belief system, you don't explore it, and you just keep it. And, when you do a bit of research on it, there is research to say that chocolate actually is good for you. Right, but then now we've got
but it depends on the chocolate, right? Doesn't it?
Correct. That's right, because then you've got to do a bit more research to go, okay, so which chocolate really is classified as good for you and which isn't. And then also sometimes you need to go through the experience of eating chocolate. So chocolate might be good for you. You might find that you've found the right chocolate that is good for you. But then when you actually eat it and consume it, you might find that you get some adverse effects. That means that it's not good for you, for your particular body, and so forth. So it's really about looking at what your belief systems are and just exploring with your mindset, how did I form this belief system? What actually... Where did I learn this belief system from? And have I really explored this belief system enough to know whether it's absolutely true or not absolutely true? So, it's just one way of looking at belief systems.
Yeah. And look, we already covered mindset, but look, let's just take it from a dictionary point of view than just a philosophy. Look, the mindset actually means a decision theory and a general system theory. A mindset is a set of assumptions, methods, or notions held by one or more people or in a group of people. A mindset can also be seen as arising out of one person's view of the philosophy of life. There you go. So there's one thing about mindset as well. So
Fantastic.
yes, we've got a few people saying how exciting. That must be rolling on, not from our little rant about mindset, but more probably about Robert Kay coming to visit to be a part of our team, which is going to be exciting. We're pretty excited about that. And so look, we've only got probably about 10 minutes left before we have to join. So if there's any more questions regarding maybe things that are holding you back, remember, I'm one of the head coaches here. And we work with thousands of members. So if there's any questions out there that's, might feel like you're holding back in regards to whether it be towards, getting involved in property or getting started or, getting the right mindset. I mean, this is what we're here to do. We're here to talk about it. And guys, if there's any people out there that would like to add their two bobs with, it doesn't have to be a question. You can make your own little statement. We've had a few people. One's just come up. Do you want to just go? Stacey's just said something too. If you want to just click through, Charmaine. So Stacey has written, don't let other people change your mind with negative comments steering you in a direction you don't want to go. Perfect, Stacey. Amazing. Yeah, really love that. Because, you can't. Hey, guys, can I tell you, when I first got involved in property, there was so many naysayers, and we've actually done a podcast on naysayers, haven't we, darling? We have. It was amazing. Correct. And the thing is, it's very easy for people to say, like, you're getting involved in property. Oh, Belinda, don't do it. You're going to lose money. Oh, Belinda, you shouldn't do it. Oh, the property market's going to crash. Oh, Belinda, the banks, the interest rates are going up, then they're going down, then they're going up again. I mean, we could go on forever with all this stuff. The reality is I pretty much just turned around and said, look, I really appreciate and value your opinions. However, I've got a coach, and my coach is George. And by that stage, George had about 10 properties under his belt. So I wanted to make sure I had a coach and a mentor that had real life results. So, sometimes I have to turn to those people and say, okay, great. I really appreciate your comments. Where are you coming that from? If you had a bad experience, or are you speaking from experience, Because when George first started in property, my God, he didn't make money straight away. He did make a lot of mistakes. The guy's got a few arrows in his back. He's a pioneer because he started in his 20s, retired in his 30s, and, well, he's in his 50s now, but you didn't hear me show that. Sorry. Luckily, George is not watching because there'll be an emergency.
Oh.
So, but look, age is just a number anyway. It doesn't matter where you are as long as you get started. And we've actually had some interesting new members start with our program. And one of the ladies is, 62. So she's been to 5 or 6 different banks and they've all been rejected. So imagine being rejected over and over and over and over. You'd kind of give up. But this lady, she kept going out, searching. And she met us. And I sat down and did a strategy session. And guess what? We can definitely help her.
Yeah. And that's mindset. That's perseverance. It's not taking no for an answer, not listening to everyone saying no. She just keeps searching, looking for those opportunities, that one person that can actually say yes and that can actually help her.
Correct, absolutely. And look at this guy that we were chatting to today in head office. He was saying, I want to get involved, but I've got no deposit. Like we've had members with zero deposit, But then Georgia sat down and looked at their whole scenario and said, well, what if you do that? You've got 3 cars. Do you need 3 cars? Do you want to sell one of them? They go, oh, absolutely. We've had people sell a jet ski so they can get enough money to make up the money. Like, I don't know about you guys, but if you're really passionate about property and you want to get ahead with passive income, I don't know about you, but you do whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes. And if you've got someone there that believes in you and cares about you and wants to and is able to mentor you and coach you and give you all the advice you need, but then you go and ignore it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, they're there to help you. They're there to steer you in the right direction.
And build you up. Build you up to be your best version.
You got to build them up, buttercup. That's what we say. Build them up, buttercup.
I love it. Well, look, I think it's time to go, Belinda, because we do have to step into our.
And look, we'll just recap. We'll just recap quickly. So, freedom fighters, you know, look, at the end of the day, having the right mindset is what it's all about. You know, getting out of your comfort zone. But what's the most important thing? Educate yourself. You know, become an expert in your field. Learn. Get out there. Don't always listen to what's in the papers and the media. You know, try and actually do your own kind of research about things. Get with the right group of people, the right community. And if you're on this live channel, congratulations. You're with the right team of people. Woo! All right. And absolutely. Oh, another little question's come. Map out a path. Accept all the obstacles, invest in those properties, and be a quiet achiever. Love it. Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you very much for adding that. That's great. We love our community here. We love our freedom fighters. And you know what? We're all a part of, someone said the connection is terrible. Look, I'm really sorry, but we haven't had that from anyone else, but it looks clear from my end. I apologise. But anyway, it is what it is. Or maybe it's your end. It's your end. That's all right. The good thing is, guess what? We're taping this and we're going to, you sound like a robot. Okay, no worries. Well, unfortunately, I think that might be your end. But guess what? The beautiful thing about this, we can do this as a replay, and we do transfer this into a podcast. So if there's anything you're interested in or things you would like to just recap over our live tonight, we'll make that available to our group. So thank you for bringing that up with us. But yeah, we were just recapping, and look, mindset, what it's all about. Now, guys, if you did tune in tonight to watch about how property research is so important, and the other question was what? Sorry, I just got distracted. Another question came in. Why property research is so important. And guys, guess what? If you don't do research in an area you're about to buy into, you're buying blind. I'm going to be hosting that with Christina. We're going to do that. Why is Google search engine just doesn't cut it? Guys, if that gets you excited and you really want to know some delving into this type of research stuff, stay tuned, guys, because we're still going to do it. We haven't forgotten it. As far as I'm concerned, it's an absolute fantastic topic, and I can't wait to delve my little claws into it. I'm going to get my claws.
Love it.
We're going to get our hooks into it. So, guys, stay tuned for that one, because that will be really amazing. But honestly, to do it justice, I need to be able to have the graphics on a screen so I can really show you some real important, facts and figures, and we need stats and we need graphs, and I need to show you some pie graphs, and I really need to get into the nitty gritty of it to be able to do that conversation and that live justice. So please be patient. The only reason we're not doing it tonight is because George had to go to emergency. So let's send out some positive vibes for Georgie. We hope you're doing okay in emergency, and I hope, well, being his neck thing, hopefully they're dosing him up with lots of drugs so he'll be flying high. Did you want to add anything before we end up? Because, guys, we're just about to head into the Sherp now. And
just add with the mindset is, explore your belief systems. Explore how you came to form that belief, and asking yourself, is that belief limiting you, or is that belief, helping you progress? Because belief systems are a big key to mindset as well, knowing how you form the belief system, if that belief system is absolutely the truth, and if it's not truth, you need to let it go and adapt a belief system that's going to assist you to adapt to a growth mindset, because beliefs can actually hold us back in a fixed mindset, particularly if you're not exploring your belief systems and your patterns, because once you start to explore them, you start to make different choices, change your beliefs, and you'll step in from a fixed mindset into a growth mindset. And that's where we want to be, in that growth mindset, continually growing and moving towards our goals. And that's all I'd like to add.
Charmaine, you're a legend. That was just articulated perfectly. I'm going to give you a little golf clap. That was fantastic. I'm sure if anyone was listening, you'd totally agree with me. If you just want to put the last thing before, there's one more little thing that came through that I think would be nice to just finish off on. The last little one. Sending positive vibes to George. Thank you, Angela. Because, look, hopefully he's watching this, or we might be. But if he doesn't, he'll be watching it later. So, guys, your comments mean a lot. Knowing that he's got a support of our tribe and our community behind him, I think that might help him with his vibes about getting better really quickly. Why? So he can get back and do his lives. It's one job. Lives. No, that's okay. We love to get on here and have a bit of a laugh and have a bit of a rant and a chat about, what's really important to us. And we'll leave it at that, guys. It's been great chatting to you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Charmaine, you're an absolute legend. Coming on last minute, stopping. You're a true trooper. And, some of the things you've added to our life today regarding mindset, and beliefs and goals. I mean, it's fantastic. And, that's why we have coaches like you in our team, because you really keep everyone's mindset to the next level. And that's what we need, because we're just like we're doing our Sherp in a minute. What are we doing? We're like Sherpas. We're helping people up the mountain. So that's what our next is. Absolutely. So, guys, we're going to say goodnight. It's amazing to meet you all. And if you're one of our members, we'll see you in the Sherp. Absolutely. Have a great night, guys, and we'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bye, Freedom Fighters.
Bye.
Woo!